Good morning, dear children. Hope you all are enjoying this online video classes. See, once we complete this lesson, I will surely get you the link of animated version of this lesson. So once the explanation is over, you can watch it because once you get this explanation into your head, then watching that animated version, it will be like, okay, you know him, you know the person, you know that story, so that will easily get into your mind. Okay, so now let's start. Yes, it's lesson number 2, Pip meets a convict. So children, yesterday we heard about a boy called Pip. He was an orphan, and suddenly one day, when he went to the churchyard, as his parents were buried there. So that day he was missing his parents badly. So he was sitting and crying there, thinking that he don't have anybody in this big world. So suddenly he heard a voice of a convict, that is, it can be a criminal. Convict means criminal, a prisoner who might have escaped from the hands of policemen. So suddenly he heard the voice of a convict, and he was all frightened. Now let us see what did the convict was uh, shouting. Okay, now next it is, "Oh, don't cut my throat, sir," I pleaded in terror. Now the small boy was all frightened. He was very much frightened, that he said, "Oh, don't cut my throat, sir." "Tell me your name," said the man. "Quick." Now the man said, "Tell me your name, fast." Then Pip answered, "Pip, sir." "Once more," said the man, staring at me louder. He said, "Once more, speak up your name." "Pip, Pip, sir." "Show me where you live," said the man. "Point out the place." I pointed to where our village lay, a mile from the church. Now all of a sudden, this man got very much angry, and he asked Pip that he asked his name, he asked from where he's coming. Okay, so the man looked at me closely, then he turned me upside down and emptied my pockets. There was nothing in them but a piece of bread. The upside down view of the church righted itself when he placed me on a high tombstone. I sat trembling while he ate the bread ravenously. So, did this convict do next to us, children? He looked at him closely. That is, that convict looked at Pip very closely. So now, what this convict do? He looked at him closely. He turned him upside down. That is, he snatched his collar, and he had turned him. That he had turned the Pip's whole body upside down, like his head was down and his legs were up, and emptied my pockets. He thought there must be something inside the pocket, but inside poor Pip's pocket, it was just a piece of bread. The upside down view of the church righted itself when he placed me on a high tombstone. So now what happened? When suddenly, see, when this head is down and leg is up, all seems to be up, no? So finally it got right, that church view got right when he turned him properly on a when he made him to sit on a high tombstone. As I've already explained, children, tombstone is a uh, tall stone laid on a grave of a person. Okay, so he made this Pip to sit there, and suddenly that convict, he ate the bread ravenously. Ravenously means a lot of hunger. He was very hungry, so he was eating fast. "Now look here," said the man. "Where are your parents?" "There, sir," and said I. The man jumped and made a short run, but then he stopped and looked over his shoulders. So this convict, he asked, now what happened, this convict, he asked, now tell me, where are your parents? So he said, there sir. He was actually, Pip was pointing at the graveyard. Now this convict thought his parents are there somewhere nearby. So the man jumped and made a short run. So this man thought, okay, they are near or just behind me. So small, for a second of time, he just jumped and made a short run. He was running a small short run, but then he stopped and looked over his shoulder. Suddenly he stopped and looked. There, sir, I timidly said, pointing to the tombstone. So this Pip said, he said a little bit, in a frightening voice, in a fearful voice, he said, there, sir. Then he pointed at the tombstone. Oh, said the man. So, who do you live with? If I let you live, which I haven't made up my mind about. Now this man said, okay. So he understood, okay, he's an orphan. So he asked him, so who do you live with? He just asked the Pip that, so whom are you living with? And with that same statement, this man added one more thing, that if I let you live, which I haven't made up my mind about. So this man was frightening this Pip. He told that, okay, I haven't made up my mind that I will not kill you. He was like, okay, I will kill this boy. So he said, if I am leaving you, if I'm not killing you, then I'm just asking, with whom are you going to live, or whom are you living with? So Pip answered, my sister, sir, Mrs. Joe. So Pip's sister name was Mrs. Joe. Just underline this one, children. My sister, Mrs. Joe Gargary, wife of Joe Gargary, the blacksmith, sir. So Smith's brother-in-law's name was Joe Gargary. So his sister was Mrs. Joe Gargary, wife of Joe Gargary. So actually, yeah, the blacksmith. So he told that he's living with his sister and brother-in-law, whose name was brother-in-law's name was Joe Gargary. Okay. So now this convict, he was like, okay, blacksmith, said he, and looked down at his leg. After looking at his leg and me several times, he took me by both arms and tilted me back as far as he could hold me. Then he stared into my eyes. All of a sudden, this convict was, okay, blacksmith. So he was looking at his leg, then he was looking at Pip. Then suddenly he was tilting, he was, bending here and there. Now look here, he said, I need to decide if I let you live. Do you know what a file is? And he asked him, Pip, that since this convict thought, okay, he's a small boy, is he knowing something? Then he asked him, so if you want to live, then you have to answer me. Do you know what a file? Pip answered, yes, sir. And you know what grub is? Yes, sir. After each question, he tilted me over a little more. This made me feel helpless. Now, this man was tilting him, like he was bending him here and there, looking at him here and there. So, this made him very helpless. Pip was thinking, now what to do? Is there anybody who could help me? So, I was in danger. You get me a file. He tilted me again. Now, this man, he wanted two things. He wanted a file and grub. Grub means food, any food, sort of food item. He tilted me again. You bring them both to me. He tilted me again. Or I will have your heart and liver out. He tilted me again. Then this convict said, if you're not going to bring this, that is file and food, I will take out your heart and liver. I was dreadfully frightened and hoped that he would not drop me. I clung to him with both hands. He gave me a most tremendous dip and roll so that the church jumped over its own weather rock. Then, still holding me up on the tombstone, he went on. So, now what happened? this man, he asked him two things, that is a file and a food, and he said, if you don't get it all, you will have to pay for it. I will take out your heart and liver. So anyhow Pip wanted to escape. He said, surely I will bring it all. He was very much, though Pip was very much frightened, and he was like, nobody's there to help him. Then this man was tilting him, means holding and tilting him here and there. So this man said, instructed him, early tomorrow morning, bring that file and the grub. You bring the lot to me at that old battery over there. If you do it and you don't say a word about me, I will let you live. If you fail or say anything at all about me, then your heart and your liver shall be torn out, roasted, and eaten. Now I am not alone. There is a young man hiding with me. In comparison with him, I am an angel. Now, what he said, this convict instructed him that tomorrow morning itself he wants the file and food. And if in case Pip tells all these things to somebody, to his sister or somebody, he will take his heart and liver out over that. And what this convict, just to frighten this little boy, he said, I will take out your heart and liver, I will roast it, that is, I will fry it and eat. And he said, I am not alone, there is a man hiding. So with this convict, one more person, he told that there is, just to frighten that boy, he said, there is one more man hiding, and with comparison to him, I am angel, because I am leaving you. So this was the instruction given by that convict. Okay children, so hope you all are enjoying listening to this story. We'll move on.